At 6:45, let's go live on the radio with NBC 10's Gene Valcenti to help us celebrate 75 years of turning to 10.
Yeah, Gene, you got here, I think, about 3 or 4 years before I did, so I know you've seen and done it all. At least it feels that way.
It does. I think I've done it all twice, Mario. 32 years for me. 32 years for me at NBC 10. I came in the summer of 1992. The first story I covered was the Warwick teacher strike. Governor Sunderland was the governor, and Mario, I wasn't sure if I'd be here 10 weeks or 10 days. Turns out to be 32 years, but it's a big day for NBC 10, our 75th anniversary, the governor declaring it WJAR Day in Rhode Island. You came not that long after me. I think with regard to seniority, I'm number 3 now. Frank and Patrice are ahead of me. Frank Coletta used to be ahead of them. But that's the pecking order right now. Patrice, Frank, and then me. And then you're probably there, you and Barbara, right?
I think Barbara and I are right neck and neck. Yep, so we're right behind you.
Yeah. Now, we're having a big dinner at the station tonight. Is that what they're serving us dinner, right?
Yes, they're serving us. I hear there's like some steak and shrimp.
Ooh.
And, they're doing it up here. So I got to come back and grab dinner.
And lunch, too.
Yeah. And then if you look under your seat, Mario, there's the keys to a new Mercedes that we're all getting in honor of the 75th anniversary. Anyway, I know you've got some highlights to take a look back, so I'll let you do that. In the meantime, I'm on the radio on WPRL till 9 o'clock every morning. Back to you, Mario and Liz.
Yeah, thank you, Gene. And just want to say, I grew up watching, not to age you guys, but I grew up watching all of you. NBC 10 is iconic and a staple here in Rhode Island, and especially all of your faces each and every day.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Now here's Allegra with a look back at some of the best moments.
To celebrate 75 years of turning to 10, we're looking back at some of the biggest stories Alison, Mario, and Gene have covered. Let's start on August 13th, 1993, with a visit from Pope John Paul II in Denver.
Now, while reporters and church leaders discuss church division, to tell you the truth, it's not such a hot topic here.
In 1997, the notorious nanny Louise Woodward was on trial in Boston, charged with killing the baby in her care.
The prosecution will resume its cross-examination of Woodward on Monday, and that's also when jury deliberations could begin.
She was convicted of second-degree murder, but the judge later reduced the conviction to involuntary manslaughter. In 2000, Providence police mourned the loss of Cornell Young Jr., shot and killed while off duty.
It is a ceremony no department, no city wants to see, but it is something Providence has done before.
He was trying to help police break up a fight when 2 fellow officers mistook him for a suspect. After the September 11th terrorist attacks, you saw extensive reporting from Gene at Ground Zero.
And this is it, Ground Zero. That's the right word, zero. That's where the Twin Towers once stood.
And he was at the station nightclub in West Warwick covering Rhode Island's deadliest fire.
And I'm Gene Valcenti across the street from the worst fatal fire in Rhode Island history on Coeusett Avenue in West Warwick.
100 people were killed and more than 200 more were injured. Alison investigated a Vietnam veteran from Middletown who got a medal he never actually received.
Mr. Cotta will not be prosecuted and he will not face any jail time.
And if registered sex offenders were living in Massachusetts where they told police.
According to state law, registered sex offenders are supposed to re-register once a year.
Mario was inside the Warwick Mall during cleanup from historic flooding.
This is the main thoroughfare here. Right outside of Cello's is where we are. You can see the floor. If we can pan down, Tim, we can see that the floor needs some work here.
And Alison was at the scene of a fire at the heart of Woonsocket's manufacturing base.
24 hours ago, fire ripped through this historic Woonsocket mill. Now a wrecking ball and demolition equipment is in place to tear down the walls.
We've covered a lot. It's hard to, those are just a few of the many stories.
Oh, yeah.
We've covered many, many weather alerts for sure, AJ. A lot of heat and humidity.
Yeah,